the buttons. DMX was just doing Grand Pooba tracks. He's like, I get the Grand Pooba button because he's talking about the machines that the DJs use.
The Grand Pooba button?
And there was a Grand Pooba, like a song for Grand Pooba, and DMX started doing that song too. You remember that? I think it's like the behind the scenes stuff for Chappelle Show.
Oh man. Oh boy.
That's a great show.
Lay Ill Kid, at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bring that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Beats, Vibes, Life. Usually, I bring an album, he brings an album, we hash it out, but today is a special day. So before we get started, to my left, Arckatron.
What's going on, y'all? Yo, I just figured out what the name of that song was, like the group actually.
Oh, word?
Pharrell and Rick Rubin's interview that they had like a couple months ago.
Ah,
so I finally found a song. Like, yeah, that song has been my whole childhood, man. That song is fire. Yes, my name is ARCKATRON.com. You can find me everywhere on all your stratosphere, atmosphere, thermosphere, troposphere, through all the spheres.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, troposphere. I even went there too.
Oh, all up in the spheres.
All the spheres.
Okay.
That's where you can find me. But where can they find you, sir, Mr. NERDSoul?
NERDSoul. Google it, search it. No matter the platform, I am there. So, you ready to get started?
Yes, let's get this party started.
Now, matter of fact, I'm going to just let y'all know you are in for a look back. How should you say, a fawning over the happy times, the glorious times of one record company called Loud Records.
Loud Records.
And I didn't know that Loud stood for listening. What is it?
Wait, oh yeah, there was. It was an acronym. I forgot what.
It's something like listening. Listening of urban dialect or something like that.
That's what it stood for?
Yeah.
I did not.
It's like this Steve Rifkind interview where he talks about like, it's like listening, outer urban dialect or something. And you guys, I know it's listening and urban dialect. I forgot the O, but you guys can throw it in the chat. Y'all know. Y'all put up in there.
Outside urban dialect? I don't know.
So big shout out to the chats. We got IG in here. Who we got on IG?
We have Khadijah.
Khadijah James.
And we have Ari the Great.
What up? And on the YouTube side, we got Marquise Collins in the house. What up? So we were talking about Loud because basically, I think we were talking about albums back when we did Pete Rock's Soul Survivor. And we were like, yo, man, there was a lot of like dope people on Loud. And we were like, yo, Loud kind of had an ill roster. Yeah. And I think a lot of us just forgot how crazy it was.
Probably the illest roster in terms of like that era.
Yeah, in that era.
And the individualness of each artist. They were like, and I actually looked at some interviews from Steve Rifkind, and he explains the whole reason why, but that was that whole point of the label, like not sound the same, not having your act sounding all the same. True
that. And they crossed multiple coasts. They did all different types of music.
Yeah.
And, now we want to throw some love Steve Rifkin's way, Loud Records way. If it wasn't for Loud Records, if it wasn't for Steve Rifkind, and now after doing some digging, if it wasn't for the Alcoholics, might not have Wu-Tang, man.
If it wasn't for the Alcoholics. And all the early acts like, Twista.
Yep.
Tongue Twister at the time.
Ooh, yeah, Tongue Twister.
Yeah, the Alcoholics, Beat Nuts, like those early acts really solidify them to a place where they can sign a Wu-Tang, sign a Mobb, sign a Big Pun.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna go through a couple of the albums that kind of like defined, because we got some decent
Exhibit
ones.
2. Don't forget about Exhibit 2.
Yeah, Exhibit and M.O.P.
M.O.P. M.O.P. I forgot. We didn't mention them when we were talking about two of the bigger names. Funk Flex 2 also.
Yeah, so I wanted to start with Funk Flex.
Okay, Funk Master Flex. Funk
Master Flex. All right, so he dropped like 3 volumes or whatever, but he was kind of one of and it seemed like Loud kind of being at kind of ahead of the game with kind of giving creative freedom and stuff like that. They seem to be the first record company to kind of really do a sort of, I don't know if you would call it official mixtape, you know what I'm saying? like a mixtape that was like from a label.
This is pre DJ Clue.
Yeah.
Professional era.
Yeah, and this is
pre DJ Envy, whatever he did professionally.
Envy.
Pre DJ Drama before whatever he did professionionally.
Man, you need to see Hip Hop Evolution with DJ Drama, boy. Oh boy.
K-Slay.
Not K-Slay. Dag, when they did the whole Gangsta Grills, when the FBI raid. Yeah, but I'm just saying the FBI raid. That's what I was trying to like. Okay. The whole FBI raid. That joint is crazy.
But so it was drama. It was
and they talked about the raid and everything, and it was crazy because even now looking back, it's like, all right, so y'all the FBI, right? And y'all talk about CDs. We talk about CDs.
Yo,
really?
They had dope on them CDs, man.
They had no dope in them CDs.
They had dope on them CDs, man.
They
selling that dope, man.
Oh,
put the CD on your tongue, that's pure, man. That crack music, you know what I'm saying? That real black music. That's what I was saying.
Oh boy.
That crack music.
But Funk Master Flex, the 60 minutes of the 60 minutes of funk really kind of opened up what I would say would be kind of an anything goes record label, where you were able to be kind of true to your, I guess, audience.
Yeah.
And then also kind of make records that weren't, I guess, the norm or weren't conventional. Because you were able to do like, oh, this is a mixtape. Hold up, what? So we're going to have random artists on this joint, like just like a regular mixtape, but this is going to be sort of official.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Mobb Deep.
M.O.B. D-double-E-P. What?
With that album, boy.
Their second album, you mean?
Technically their second album.
Second album.
The first album, technically their second, but it's really their first album. Because Juvenile Hell is... No, nobody wants to talk about that album.
Don't that one that has Shook Ones Part 1 on it? It's
historical,
man.
Does anybody quote Shook Ones Part 1?
Because they ain't heard it, man. I think if they heard it, they were like, yo, this might be the best Shook Ones.
Oh, man. The second album where Prodigy literally has to stop the whole album.
Yo, let me stop something.
Let me stop the whole album. Let me tell y'all, like, what other record company gonna let you do that? Stop the whole album and be like, yo, check it. This how hard I am. I'm like, you don't sit your 4-footer.
Yo, hey, man, he hard, man. He from the streets.
Oh, boy. But I still got love. Rest in peace to P. It's just, even when I was younger, I was like, they gonna get back to the music?
Nah, not me, man. I was like, yo, this is real right here.
It's real.
This brought me to the street. I was in the suburbs of New Jersey. This is real as I can get right now.
Yo, man, but just being able to, hear the stories from like different artists and stuff, and also from Steve Rifkind about how he hired people. I mean, how he signed people was really cool because he would be like, I'd hear a song or I'd see them perform and that was it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
He would be like, there wasn't no like,
let's bring it back to the board.
He was just like, no, those guys. So I think he said with Mobb Deep, he was just like, he heard one song. I think he said he heard Shook Ones Part 2 and he was like, that's it.
That's it. I mean, yeah.
Like, that's it.
He gave a lot of people chances. A lot of artists like chances from one listen, from one song. And that's like the dream that you would like. Like, yo, I did one song and then like, yo, they just heard me and it was on.
Yeah.
They came with me with a deal that seemed fairly reasonable where it was more, I had way more creative control. I basically just left it to my own devices. Like this, like, yo, do what you do and just get it done by this date.
Yeah.
And we had our street team or whatever, and we'll put it out.
Yeah, and he was talking about being kind of like the first one, Steve Rifkind, being the first one that kind of really built street teams and stuff like that. And contacting college radio and all that stuff.
College radio,
for instance, he was talking about this story with Pun. He was like, I heard a freestyle, and then Fat Joe came through, and I was like, sign him. He said somebody was at the office with him. And he knew when that guy showed up, it was real.
Yeah.
And he was like, sign him. And he was like, I think he said the next time he met him, he heard, not You Ain't a Player, But dang, I can't remember the song. It's like You Ain't a Killer. That's what it is.
Oh, You Ain't a Killer. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, he heard You Ain't a Killer. He was like, yeah, the kid knows what he's doing. And it's just stuff like that where it makes you like, man, I kind of miss those days. Even though we know record companies, it's rare for a record executive to be that way. Yeah. Usually you got to walk across a bridge and get cheesecake.
Well, last time the record, Steve Rifkind at the time was like, he had his ear to the streets.
Yeah.
He wasn't in no
He came
office.
up around music too.
Yeah, he wasn't in no office. It didn't seem like he was like the office type to really be like, oh, let me like crank out all this stuff. But like he was reaching the artists. And he was developing them too. Like had with the street teams, but also had like some sort of artist development, which was at the time was becoming the opposite way, where like the labels weren't giving you that kind of artist development, where you were kind of left on your own on everything. And that, they would at least let you be creative with Loud, and then you do your own thing. And then if you need help, whatever, they had it there for you. You had all these like infrastructures in place as an artist, and it seemed like that's why they stayed on the label too. Like a lot of those artists stayed on the label, like had
M.O.P, stuff like that.
Yeah, they had a lot of albums with them. Even when they went to SRC, which is Steve Rifkind company, they still like went over there and did records with him too.
Yeah, because
loyalty.
Because if you look at something like M.O.P, and you look at these artists that we've named, like Wu-Tang, M.O.P, Dead Prez, like you're seeing these artists that it's like, oh, they were kind of either very rugged or off the beaten path, sort of, but their music was always, it never felt watered down. Even if you didn't like it, you felt like this is what the artist wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? Like M.O.P, I never felt like M.O.P was making something that they didn't want to make. You know what I'm saying? M.O.P had some of the most gully, or what Drake would call, dusty music.
was on our record.
Yep.
So that was a big song for them.
And all them joints, that was a huge song.
That was a huge song for
even to this day, people have that song.
John Cena made that even more. John Cena made M.O.P even more. More mainstream.
Yeah, because
way after the fact.
Yeah, way after the fact. But I mean, I'm sure they, enjoyed probably another round of touring or whatever.
And another round of money too.
Yeah, another round of that.
Another bag too. Yeah. Let's get another round of that bag, please.
But I also he ran down the idea of why he signed Wu the way he signed them. Because, he was talking about RZA going everywhere and nobody would take the deal of like, you sign the group and everybody else can do their thing if they want. And he said he got that idea from when he was managing New Edition. And he said when he was managing New Edition, in his mind, he's like, the solo artist will never be bigger than the group. So fine, sign them and we get the first right of refusal and we're cool with it. And he did say something, DJ Vlad, I think, said this, but he sort of agreed with it, that Raekwon, who stayed with Loud, has the best solo album from all the Wu members. I wanted to get your, because we know a Wu for you, we know the Wu. And while we think about that, big shout out to Ephraim Guzman, the Atomic Podcast, shout out to you.
It's a tough one because
the best solo album, Raekwon's for Cuban Links.
His main man had the most impact too on the game too, man. Like it might be.
There's people now still. Let's be for real.
The only thing I'm really comparing to it right now. That's the reason why I hesitate a little bit. Is Liquid Swords.
Liquid Swords is,
but
it didn't have the impact on the game.
That's what I said. Impact on the game.
Because let's be for real. Everybody going crazy over Griselda. And this is no diss. I don't want West Side Gun coming over here.
You may not be dissing,
but I don't want West Side Gun coming over here.
I'm not dissing,
but I'm gonna be for real. Y'all. Ray was doing that years and years. Ray and Ghost was doing that years and years. Ray, Ghost, and Kappa was Griselda way before Griselda.
Then before that, she gotta go even.
Then you gotta go to. Cool G I guess you gotta go back to Cool G.
Rap, Cool G was like one of the first.
Yeah, he was like the first. The first. He's like the grandfather.
Yeah, he's the grandfather.
And then it's Ray, Ghost, Kappa, and then it's
Roc Marc.
Roc Marc maybe.
Roc Marc and Ka.
Yeah. And then Griselda, I guess.
Griselda, they're a derivative.
Because I would sort of throw but Pusha's different. It's not exactly. It's kind of, but not really.
He has definitely been influenced by Cuban Links.
Yeah, but it's not.
He said it on many albums.
It's very different though. It's because his goes more into the dope game instead of. I don't know. It's a weird branch where it's like.
So you think it's a branch?
Yeah, it's like a weird branch where it's like, it's more dope game than like street life type stuff. Not Street Life, the rapper, who I love as well. The old Street. You told me I don't know about the new Street.
Street Life Prime.
Street Life Prime. Circa 97 or so.
Pretty much. We have Khadijah said that's dope. Raekwon and Pete Rock came up. I guess she came up in this search. With Loud. She must be searching.
Oh, yeah.
She must be searching. So, yeah, Pete Rock and Raekwon, they both dropped albums on Loud. The Pete Rock one came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
We knew Pete Rock from Mac and the Soul Brother. Main Ingredient. We knew that Pete Rock. And then it seemed like he was doing remixes and stuff. And then, he didn't really drop any albums for a while.
And then it seemed like he was on the perfect label to do the album he did because all of Sans Black Thought, everybody was on Loud, right? Let me. I'm trying to think.
Technically, yeah, Method Man was on Loud, technically. But
he was on Def Jam, but
courtesy of Def Jam. Yeah, but he was technically a Loud artist to some degree.
Yeah, he was sort of a Loud artist, but he was more of a Def Jam artist. So yeah, Soul Survivor that came out in 1998.
Sticky Fingers, not common. These are albums.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, but for the most part, 80% of the artists were a Loud artist.
Because Deck was a Loud. Well,
no, Deck dropped the album on Loud.
So Deck was a Loud artist. Kurupt was a Loud artist.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. I thought he was a Loud artist.
No, he was on some Asylum record.
Oh, all right. So Kurupt wasn't. Meth wasn't. OC wasn't.
No, Meth counts because he's.
Wu-Tang. Oh yeah, because he's
anyone Wu-Tang.
So yeah, we'll count that. So Kurupt, OC. Maybe were Lord Tariq and Peter Guns?
You went too fast. What was the one before that? The Game. Project Ghost. Yeah, those are all Wu-Tang.
Yeah, those are all. That's why I skipped them.
I didn't see what song.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I'm looking over here, so I was like,
Peter Guns, Lord Tariq were not Loud artists.
So that's 4.
Large Professor, Coogee Rap, no. Black Dog, no. But I'm just saying, there's a decent amount of artists were from Loud.
Let's say about half of them.
Yeah.
About half of them were already on Loud, and that's pretty dope when you don't really have to leave your label for that.
Yeah,
to have dopeness.
But to have a dope artist already on the label is the dope part about it.
Yeah,
to have on your label, like a DJ producer to come in and do an album with them is kind of dope.
Yeah, and to kind of turn out the album that he did, Soul Survivor is still extremely solid.
We got Donnell Smokes in the building, and we had Papa Dima too.
Oh, word. Shout out.
He might dipped out.
We got Panda in the house. What up?
Panda.
We got Shot by Nolan. We got Marquise Collins, who I shouted out earlier, and the Vin Melage. You know what I'm saying?
Khadijah also mentioned 3 6 Mafia too.
Oh yeah, we ain't got there yet, but I got you. We gonna get to 3 6 because that was way later, right as Steve Rifkind was leaving. But
yeah. But that was when 3 6 was at the height.
Yeah, that was like the tear the club up.
Yeah.
3 6.
He called out the height.
Yeah, that was when they really, really blew.
Yeah.
And the deal they had was they got everything. Yeah. They got their masters and all that. Yeah. So paid.
Yeah. Paid. That's why I like the Loud Records, man. They were really doing the artists right.
They were as fair as a company could be. You know what I'm saying? They were straight up, and it never seemed, because even now, I don't think I've ever heard a artist say Steve Rifkind stiffed me or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Never heard any artist
complain
Steve
about Rifkind owe me money, or I don't think I've ever heard that. Now it might exist. Let me know in the chat or whatever.
Maybe one of the other artists that we don't know about.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but of the majors that we know, like Mobb Deep, Big Pun, anyone from Wu-Tang, The Licks, Exhibit, 3 6. I've never heard any of them say yo, Steve Rifkind owe me money, or free 3 6 Mafia. you ain't
free the 3 6 Mafia.
Free the locks.
Yeah.
Shot by Nolan said the purple tape is another level. That built for cute, man. That whoo.
And allowing them to have a purple tape.
Yeah.
Because that costs more money.
So man,
they went out.
They knew They even like Big Pun's album where it was like a cigarette case or whatever. Yeah, his tape was like a cigarette, and I bought it on CD and the tape because I saw the tape was like a cigarette, a cigarette packet or whatever.
Never knew that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So just allowing artists to do cool stuff at that time is something cool. Good to see that you made it live, Ben Melage. Nice to see you. What up? It's stuff like that that just goes to show that that mentality can work. I don't know if it can work now. I'm pretty sure the landscape is so different, but at that time that could work because there were so many executives that were vastly different from that. You would think like, oh, you can't do this. This doesn't exist. And it's like, nah, he was doing it and selling records and everything was going fine. And you got to give props to that. They had the roster they had because in my mind, I think, artists talk. And artists might be like, well, yo, man, look, when your deal is come over to Loud, man, because I'm good. I'm chilling. Artists talk. You know what I'm saying? And especially with E Swift and Tash and stuff, talking about how they kind of like would interact with Steve Rifkind and be like, yo, man, this kid is good. Sign him. And off that word, it'd be like, you signed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff, it just makes it one of those kind of like legendary labels and also the people they had on it. Like we've already said like Beat Nuts, who had some hitters, you know what I'm saying? Had some definite jams. But with that said, since Khadijah brought up 3-6, let's get into 3-6. Okay. Very different.
Yes, very different.
From what was on the label at that time. Yes. But Steve Rifkind wasn't like, I don't want to mess with that. He even said like, yo, I was feeling the South sound and I wanted to kind of diversify. Yeah. And he saw them and was like, yo, this is it. And that led to stuff like Project Pat and stuff like that.
Project Peta. They call me Project Peta.
Yeah. So it's just cool to see a label that had so many diverse and good artists that never seemed like they were being watered down or stifled by the label energy.
Yeah, I think that them just even getting a shot and then being told, okay, you have the keys. Here it is. Drive the car.
Here you go.
Left to their own devices, they were free to kind of explore. So either every time those albums dropped, they even had their own different sound. Because like think about Mobb from first Mobb to last Mobb they dropped on Loud. Like they're a whole different group pretty much. It sounded totally different.
Very different, yeah.
So even from like Hell on Earth to Infamous is a different sound. And then from Infamous from Hell on Earth to
I love Hell on Earth.
Murder Music is a different sound entirely.
Yeah.
So it's like
Hell on Earth is very different.
The artists be free and grow. Even think about 36 Chambers to Forever. Those are two different albums entirely. Yeah. But they're only 4 years apart.
Yeah, and think it's about vastly different.
Vastly different. Two entirely different groups.
And I agree with you. What did you say? You said RZA from 92 to like 97?
Basically 93, 97.
From 93 to 97, RZA was probably the hottest ever.
Yes.
And I'd be inclined to maybe agree with you. I think I might agree with you.
Find someone
those 4 years he was on fire. If you can
find someone who can drop 7 albums, all classic.
And they're all kind of interconnected in their own way.
All classic. I even got to put the cow on it. It is a classic because
you be hating on that Takao boy.
I don't hate on. I don't.
You don't be giving that love to Takao. I know it was a rush
job. That's why I know it was a rush job. Yeah. If I knew if Resident had the flood and whatever album was out, that was supposed to be
because that's
wasn't rushed.
Now I will give you that. There's stuff like that where it's like you always wonder like how would it have sound if they didn't have the flood and lose all that music.
And Deck's album probably would have been out too. Deck's album was on Deck too. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But no big pun intended either. Double pun. It could be a double pun.
But I did want to talk about Dead Prez as well.
Okay.
Very different group.
Yes.
Especially at the time that they dropped. Dead Prez dropped in 2000.
Okay.
So
the Get Free album?
Yeah, Let's Get Free.
Let's Get Free, okay.
Very different at that time.
Yeah, very, 2000,
very inside of we're kind of coming out of the Jiggy era, but it's still about money. It's still about like money, big cars, trips, vacations.
I mean, it's still kind of like that now, right?
Well, yeah, but
I just watched a bunch of
like
Migos
at that time it was very flashy, like very flashy.
Just like Diddy was still in his height.
Yeah,
he still was.
And Jay was doing like big pimping type stuff. It was like it was very just lifestyle, like big lifestyle,
lifestyle.
Yeah, a big baller brand lifestyle.
Big baller brand lifestyle. It was big. It was balling.
And for a label to say, okay, they're Prez. I mean, you could easily say like, hey, this is counterculture programming or counter programming. You could easily say that, or you could say this is a label that has allowed artists and kind of stayed out of their way since the beginning, and got this group that was like, yo, or this duo that's like, yo, they're cool, let them make it. And the project came out and it was solid. And I mean, that's another hit. It's bigger than hip hop. That joint. People still like,
a big one, and it always was big. The reason why I always remember it even more so because it was always on Chappelle's show.
It was on,
like somewhere in the background, that beat was always playing somewhere.
It was always on Chappelle's show.
Yo, Chappelle, man, like
Chappelle held it down for hip hop for real.
Yeah,
like straight up. Much love to Chappelle on that joint.
I think, and he put a lot of loud artists technically on his show. Like Loud made it a big appearance. Like that was part of his growing up too. You know what I mean? Like that era was his era. You know what I mean? That's when you look at all the artists he always reached back to. It's always from that era. Like that Loud, when Loud was at the height era. You know?
Yeah, you're right. And then you got the thing that I love is you look at something, because when I was listening to the stories, the alcoholics who kind of like went through their kind of ups and downs. They had to change the name, stuff like that. But even in that case, when you hear them talk about being at Loud, you hear them talking about Steve Rifkind, there's never any type of bad blood. And they were probably there the longest. Steve Rifkind did talk about Twista and like it not really working out. So he like left to work with maybe Tila or something like that. But you don't hear him talking like negatively about him or anything like that. And once again, that goes to like this artist record label relationship that seems to not even exist now. But the Licks had they join, dang, I can't remember. They had to join with Pharrell and the Neptunes that hit. But even before that, in their first joint,
they did? Which one is that?
They had
the Alcoholics had a track with Pharrell.
Yeah, the Licks on their like second or third album. And on their first joint, what was their first joint that hit? I'm trying to remember. Hold up, let's see. The first joint, because I peeped it earlier.
I don't remember that.
The
Alcoholics
joint
had a joint with Pharrell.
Make Room. Make Room was the freshness. Make Room was like that's kind of what kind of pushed them, propelled them forward. But Best You Can is the joint with the Neptunes that kind of, gave them some other single love, which allowed the Licks to kind of like
I'm not the Alcoholics and Beat Nuts are the two groups I am not familiar with whatsoever.
Okay. All right. See, Beat Nuts for me have always been up and down. Like they got a couple joints that I can't deny because I'm just like, yo, man.
Yeah, they had them,
like the beats
when their joints rang off.
The beats, man.
Like you couldn't deny like Off the Books and like
Off the Books.
Watch Out Now or whatever, No Escaping This. Like,
No Escaping This.
You can't like there's certain songs they had. Like, you couldn't like.
They always had a couple joints on there where it was like, turn
it up, but the joint was great. Turn it up. Yeah. I was like, yo, that joint fire. So you can't deny that.
Yo,
I didn't miss those songs. Now, Alcoholics, they didn't hit my radar whatsoever.
Okay.
I remember like Tash having a song.
Well, see what opened
Rap
me
Life
up
with Raekwon.
Oh snap! Rap Life. Oh man. But the way I got into the Licks was all the Wake Up Show stuff and all the Beat Junkies mixtapes.
See that didn't.
All the Beat Junkies mixtapes.
That didn't make it to Jersey, bro. That man made it to Virginia, maybe down to you.
So
but they didn't make.
I got a chance to check out all those Beat Junkies mixtapes, which got me into a lot of Loud artists, which got me into like Tash, which got me into Exhibit, stuff like that. So then making that opening to the wake up show with like Sweet said, actually, big shout out, just did an event, Carmelita. Big shout out to her. Much love. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to actually meet her for the first time. And that was super cool. Like she got tons of hip hop knowledge that like, yo, it was just amazing to meet her. Super awesome.
Did you ask her about Loud Records?
Nah, I didn't. I just asked her more about like just the breaking down of like different MCs since you've seen so many.
Doing the show on Wednesday, and then you might need some information from her.
Oh nah, I completely forgot about that because I was doing some other stuff. I forgot, but I will be getting up with her again this weekend coming up. So you know,
that sounds like a Funk Master Flex to me. Hey y'all, he's Funk Master Flexing over here.
Yo, it's just because I brought her and it made me think of
your name's Flex Master Funk. Sorry.
Woo.
So let me
anyway
strike that, reverse it. Sorry.
Anyway, another artist I wanted to bring up is Cellar Dwellers.
Cellar Dwellers. Yes, the Dwellers. The Dwellers.
Perfect Match. Perfect Match was the song that kind of like got me.
Yeah, that's the one.
But
that's the one.
Another group that was kind of off the beaten path, but got a deal.
Yeah.
And actually dropped the joint, even though I think the one joint is the only one that I like know about. They probably dropped more, but I only know about their
two
first
albums
one.
on Loud, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, they had 2 albums.
But you know, like Cellar Dwellers came through, and I was like, oh snap, I forgot. Yvette Michelle,
yeah.
Yo, she had some singles.
I don't remember what her singles though.
Shorty had some singles. She
I wasn't into R&B like that. She was R&B artist. I'm assuming.
R&B artist.
Usually put the first
Funk
name in the
Flex
middle
was
name.
putting her on and stuff like that.
Okay. If I hear it, I probably remember. But like, it's so I've heard the name before.
Man.
Sadat X was the one I didn't remember either.
Yeah. Big shout out to Sadat X. But yeah, when you look at rosters, now let me pitch this to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and big shout out to Hassan in the house. What up? Hassan said Beating Us was dope. Hypnotized Minds. Tear the Club Up was our walkout sound for home games out of the locker room at Central State University. Yo, straight up, all of that era, like that, and then leading into the crunk era was football music. Definitely football music. Like if you play any kind of contact sport, you're going to listen to some crunk music because you're going to make you ready to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Shot by Nolan said Tikal is the only good solo album for Matt. Really? What about Tikal 2000? You don't like Tikal 2000?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one because even though I don't like Tikal like that, Tikal 2000 is a lot. There's a lot of songs on there, man.
It is a lot of songs.
A lot of skits on there too. It's 28 songs. There's 28 tracks on that album.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump is on the album, so that's where it's getting.
Donald Trump's on it?
Donald Trump is on the skit.
Oh.
So that's where it's getting the.
It doesn't age well.
Shot. Yeah. But he counteracts it with Janet Jackson's on there.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons on it too. That's not good either. Damn.
Well, I mean, you know,
he got Me Too. Didn't he get Me Too?
Well, for what we know now, it's up in the air. He's said no, this isn't true.
Yeah.
You know, they said yes,
saying,
it is
Method
true.
Man's album is not aging well.
Yeah, it's not aging well, but it's not nothing he did. So we can let that slide.
On the album.
It was skits.
He could have not had them on the album.
Skip the skits.
That was
he didn't know that back then.
It was so stupid. Those skits were stupid anyway.
He didn't have the foresight.
People calling, hey, Method Man, go look the album. That's so stupid.
All right, yeah, it wasn't the greatest.
It took away from the album. It took away from what the idea of 2000.
It did slow down the pace of the album. I'll give you that. It's been a while since
I got some bangers on it though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got some bangers on
it.
And
Street Life Prime was on that.
Yeah, Street Life Prime. That was Street Life in his prime.
Yes. Big shout out. Hassan said, "I just want to know how they developed talent to such a level. They made at least $1 billion as a label. Yeah, the
talent was already there.
Yeah,
the thing is, okay.
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of these labels they see the talent, but they want to transform it into their image or whatever.
Yeah,
I felt Loud and certain labels just left the artist alone. They're the artist. You not the artist. If you're not the artist,
and they kind of just gave them the tools they needed.
If you're not the artist, get out the room. Simple as that.
Oh man, Hassan said Exhibit, Razzcast, King T, the Licks War, West Coast Movement. Yes, because that was the Golden State. Golden State. Also, shout out to like Cool and Project Blowed. Jurassic 5.
Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna.
Yeah, I could never.
Jurassic 5. They watch the show. Yo, come on the show. We love. I don't know if we got room for all
we got
five
room
of y'all.
for everybody.
Look, all right. Look, maybe one of the DJs gonna have to stay at home. I don't know, but we'll make room. All right, Jurassic 5. All y'all come through.
Yeah, we got room for Charlie Tuna.
We got Soup. We got Charlie Tuna. We got
Soup in there actually.
Oh, where?
Yeah, for Charlie Tuna.
He'll be here all week, guys.
We got DBZN Media in the building.
Oh, word? What up?
What's going on? What up?
Shot by Nolan said, yes, Best You Can was a jam. Hassan said they got on the mixtape and the auto show scene as well. One of the car companies gave their CDs away at the show. I guess he's talking about Exhibit Rashcast. Let me know.
Yeah, the street team. That's all street team.
Oh, snap. J. Rue the Damager.
What about him?
Yo. He was just talking about, I guess, being on Loud.
He was on Loud when?
I don't remember. Shot by Nolan said Pastor Troy had a bunch of tracks like that. Yeah, Pastor Troy do have you ready to be like,
oh, okay.
Throw them bows, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Funk Flex was a tool on the car show scene. Oh,
actually, that's actually where the first time I actually saw, the only time I saw Funk Flex was actually at a car show.
Yo, on the real,
he was like 2 feet tall.
On the real,
like,
car shows do. In Atlanta, a lot of people started to make like music for strip clubs.
Yeah.
But there were, I remember there was a time where people were dropping like bass joints because of car shows. And you would go and you would hand your CD out because it's like, yo, all the cats that got like 14s in the trunk, here's my album. You know what I'm saying? It's it'd be like, and that's all you hear coming down. You be in your house trying to eat your rice jumping all over the plate.
People who had a lot of bass in the trunk is that they never like secured their license plate, so it just rattled. They just rattle. Like, can you just put like a little gauze or something behind it so it won't rattle so much?
Oh man,
some kind of rubber,
like rubber to
some sort of
absorbent.
Absorbent, exactly.
Shot by Nolan said to Cal 2000 and to Cal Zero, the prequel, Let Me Down. Yeah,
the prequel.
I don't know if I say 2000. 2000, from what I remember, I really remember liking it, but I might have to go back. We might have to go back on that. We might have to go back and be like, what's
we haven't done a Method Man album, have we?
I don't think we have.
We haven't done a Method Man album.
Maybe we should do a meth show.
No, I think we should do one album.
Well, I mean, because we could track like, all right, this album and then this album and this album. It's just 3 albums. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying them all.
You mean the whole? He has more than 3 albums.
No, but I'm just saying for those 3.
Why would he just?
Because it's like a trilogy.
Why would we stick to those 3?
Because we would see we would track his progress for those 3, and then we know where he's gone from then. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't want to do that, man. I would just have it just do to Cal 2000 because we don't really remember it too. I mean, I remember it well, but you say you don't remember it.
I remember.
Judgment Day. The single, right? Judgment Day.
I remember Judgment Day, Breakups to Makeups, Big Dogs.
You should remember all the singles then. So you literally just named
Big Dogs wasn't a single.
It's kind of a single because it was on Method Man and Redman's album.
Yeah, but it wasn't a single though.
It wasn't
a video.
It was a street single, okay?
Oh boy, now you want to break down street single.
It was the street single, okay?
Oh please.
It was on the B side.
It was on the B side.
B side or something. One of the albums.
It wasn't no B side. All right.
That's all you remember? You remember nothing else?
You had the joint with Street Life.
Street Life is on like half the album.
No, but I'm trying to explain the joint where trying to think how this. I can't think of the chorus right now, but I only remember say like
Dangerous
3 or 4
Ground,
songs.
There's Dangerous Ground.
Dangerous Ground. Yeah, Dangerous Ground.
That one is Gridiron.
So those are the only ones I remember.
Gridiron Rap.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
There's
yeah.
What's that song called? Welcome to the Killing Field with Johnny Danger.
Yeah, I don't remember that neither.
Now it's got some jams on it.
So I don't remember that.
I don't know if you will like it because you know what also is kind of semi-connected with?
What?
One of your favorite Capadonna albums. Capadonna's on that album too.
That don't mean that it's like Capadonna's album.
In the same production, same producers. True Masters on there, A Law of Math, and Fourth Disciple.
It's a different version of it.
And Riz is on there a couple times. It's like same thing as almost the same production style as the Pillage.
I'll be the judge of that.
You sure you want to go through that, man? You sure you want to give another album a 3 or 2, whatever?
I'll be the judge of that. But I did want to give a shout out to another artist that you guys know I love.
Talking about the Flex?
Common.
What about Common?
He was on Loud.
No, he wasn't.
He would. This is showing that he dropped. He dropped.
Oh, it's Line? No, that's on Relativity.
Oh yeah, it was Relativity. All right. So this joint is telling lies. This joint is telling lies.
Well, that's probably the only lie they were telling. I was looking at the list.
This joint is telling lies. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know. Maybe Loud picked it up after the fact. Maybe they picked up his album and
or maybe they bought Relativity or something.
Bought Relativity. You don't know what.
True. Yeah. True that.
I'm pretty sure Common did not drop no albums on Loud.
On Loud. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? So,
I'll give you that one.
I'm always hoping to be proven wrong.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But besides that, they've got the roster that I think is probably hip-hop wise better than any other, sans possibly Def Jam. And even Def Jam might be.
How about this, man? See, you're forgetting a label. There's a label you're forgetting about.
Who?
Jive.
Yeah, Jive did have some joints on the sneak.
Jive had a lot of artists. A lot of like artists that we, to this day, like, yo.
To this day.
So I thought
Jive might.
We might do like a label wars, like who had.
Yeah, we might have to break down.
But Loud definitely is up there, like number one.
Loud is up there.
Loud and Def Jam are like number 1 and 2.
Yeah,
how we want to put it.
1A, 1B,
the impact
was
like probably more on the Def Jam side in terms of impact because
Def Jam had the impact,
longer.
But I think Loud might have had more artists than Def Jam, but I think Def Jam had the impact.
Okay.
I think Loud had more artists that were like more like I guess true to their art, but Def Jam had the bigger artists like LL huge, Method Man huge, Public Enemy huge, you know what I'm saying? Beastie Boys huge, but Loud had like these consistent cats that was just always.
Wu-Tang trumps all that though.
Yeah, Wu-Tang, man, Wu-Tang is forever, man.
Wu-Tang trumps everything we just said. Like LL's great, big. But LL he's probably worldwide, but Wu-Tang is worldwide. People have tattoos of Wu-Tang on them right now as we're speaking.
There's people that have tattoos of microphones on their arm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that person alone, too.
Cannabis? They cannot bust alone.
Big shout out to Cooley High in the house.
He just wanted to borrow the mic, man. He couldn't even borrow the mic. It's messed up, man. LL took it too personal, man.
LL took that joint mad personal. And he did him dirty on that 4-3-2-1.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he did.
It's a blazing track.
He did it dirty. He did him dirty.
Yeah, he did him dirty. But I think Cannabis gave him a run.
You ever heard the version of MSP on it and everything? Have you heard that? The full version?
Yeah.
It's so weird though.
It's weird.
I like it.
But I'm not mad at it.
I like just the real. And it was cause wait, the 4-3-2-1 just had.
It was DMX, Method Man, Redman, and Cannabis.
LL Cool J.
Oh yeah, LL Cool J. Sorry.
Cannabis was not on the song.
He
was taken off the song.
Yeah.
And then LL's verse still remained on the song, which is
that was messed up.
That was a messed up move.
Because
we didn't know who he was talking about.
Yeah, we didn't know who he was talking about. That's why when Second Round Knockout came out, I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was like, why?
I heard the song. Wait, who else is on? Is this Master P and Cannabis got cut off, right?
Yeah, I think. But on the remix, Master P was put back.
Put back on. Okay.
Yeah. Master P was put back on. I think someone else was on. But it's still like, yo, that Cannabis, say what you want. But at that time, he took a chunk. He took a chunk out of probably one of the most popular rappers at that time. Like, LL was not like some unknown guy.
Yeah.
LL was, and for him to be like, I've been out for like a year, to go at one of the big, you got to give it to him. And it wasn't in a playful way where 50 Cent did How to Rob. And it was kind of a playful, light jabbing at people. But it wasn't like I want to end your career type stuff. Like, Cannabis was trying to end LL's career.
Which I don't think that was a smart move for him in hindsight.
It's weird. It wasn't, but dag, was it.
Whoo. It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
Listen to, you know.
Have
Mike Tyson in the video and everything
like I still wish somebody would have let me shepherd his first album.
And not Wyclef.
And
Jerry Wonder.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
The dynamic duo. The Wonder Twin powers activate.
Shot by Nolan said, "Don't get me started on Capadonna." Hassan said, "Light water for chocolate is still dope." You know what I'm saying? Regardless of where it was, because y'all know Light Water was on MCA.
Yeah, MCA. Wait. Who you talking about?
Hassan said, "I guarantee there's a Wu-Tang symbol on Mars."
What is that?
He said, "I guarantee you there's a Wu-Tang symbol on Mars."
There's definitely a Jesus symbol up there. I believe that's beneath the surface. It had the Jesus symbol on. Did I say that? Take my analogy. I said the house the other day.
Nah.
Speaking of that song, I said
Breaker 1-9.
Boogie Brown is to duck down the BCC album as Arabian Night is to Jizz's Beneath the Surface album. They play the exact same role. God. Try to play original beats on a keyboard, and it just doesn't work out too well sonically.
Man, stop it.
And it's a departure from the original sound that we knew from the groups or from the original artists.
Oh boy. Oh, Hassan says, "I have the original with all of them on it, the 4321 joint."
So she said, he said, wasn't he trying to make a comeback or come up? Cannabis. Oh, can I bust? No, he was whack.
Oh man.
I didn't think he was.
I don't think Cannabis was particularly whack.
I
think he had the wrong team around him.
I think Cannabis was kind of whack though.
Really?
Like even when it was happening, I didn't think like, yo, Cannabis is like he was cool, like putting the words together, but he was kind of corny.
All right. You mean corny like personally or musically?
Both.
Wow.
It shined in his music. Like what he talked about was kind of like after a while, you're like, all right, you can mathematically change my voice and I can it's cool sounding. Okay. It's like, really, what are you really saying, dude? You're the best rapper? Cool.
All right, okay.
So he was kind of corny.
But you don't think he was above the basic rappity rap?
No, we're not comparing him to that. We're just comparing him to himself.
Okay.
He was corny.
I don't know how you compare yourself to yourself, but okay.
No, I'm just saying this is what he presented, and I just felt like for me it wasn't all there.
Okay.
And then when you drop an album, it's really bad. It's like, okay, we're good.
Well, see, I think take that same album, like the same lyrics, but give me like
he had he had an Elzai problem
in his prime.
He had no personality. What was Cannabis about?
Boop. Cannabis was about he was about being a shark on the mic. This
is what I'm saying. This is my point.
But I mean, you can say that about anybody.
No. We cannot say that about anybody.
You could be like, who's I don't know, somebody about what is Jay-Z about? You can say that.
Jay-Z about getting that money.
Okay, well, if he could be about getting money, why can't Cannabis be about getting them rhymes?
No, what is the Cannabis about, really? Like, think about it.
He about getting them rhymes.
What is his personality? What does his rhyme personality say about him?
That he's just smarter than you,
and that rubs people the wrong way, doesn't it? That's why people don't like Lupe.
You know what? Look, Shot by Nolan said Cannabis is wordy for no reason. Yo, all right. Shout out to Lupe. I'm gonna say this before, because I actually like Drogas Wave, the joint that he dropped last year or year before last year. This is what I'm gonna say about Lupe. I think Lupe's biggest problem was
Lupe.
Yeah, because it's not that I have a problem with his music. It's that whole thing with Obama that he could not let go. Also, he has this kind of thing where
it's how he comes off.
He comes off like he's the only enlightened brother. You know, yo, Lupe is the dude that comes home from jail and he been reading mad books, right? So now he gonna sun you on everything.
No, that sounds like more like T.I.
No, Expedition.
Lupe is, we know Lupe is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
And he lets you know that.
Yeah, it's like Lupe has to let you know that he's the smartest one in the room. I think that's Lupe's biggest
That's always been his thing.
But T.I. is on a whole,
T.I. is on a whole nother level.
Oh, God, T.I. Whoo.
He has some issues, Lupe does, yeah.
Yeah, Lupe has some issues. He couldn't, that Obama thing, he could not let that go. He could not let that go.
The greatest
weirdly, like Cornel West and stuff like that, he had his problems with Obama, but it seems like he's been able to kind of weather that storm and been fine.
What
but
about
Lupe
Jesse
just like, dude.
What about Jesse Jackson's problem with Obama? Did he say he want to cut his,
Oh yeah, Jesse never came back from that. But remember, Jesse also had that trick baby that we found out about. Remember when we found out he had a daughter?
Baby?
Yeah, he had a daughter that was like 20 years old.
Like Papa Joe? Like Papa Joe had another daughter?
Straight up, Papa Joe had another daughter that broke Janet Jackson's heart. She was in this interview because Joe never let them call him daddy.
Oh, yeah. And he's Joe, right?
Yeah, they had to call him Joe. And she said they were all together one time, and the other girl, the outside girl, was allowed to call him daddy. And she said it burned her up, man. Man, whoo, Papa Joe. Yeah, and then the only other thing I heard about
Joe is a piece of work. Bro.
I heard that he answered the door with a Long Island iced tea and a tech in the other hand. You can't get no more eccentric than that.
Well, who did?
And this journalist said he opened the door.
Who's he?
Papa Joe.
Okay.
Said that he opened the door in a bathrobe, just like kind of draws in a bathrobe, and a Long Island iced tea in one hand and a Tech 9 in the other.
Okay, cool. He was rapping before that, man.
He was rapping before rap.
He was about them street life, man.
Yo,
he from Gary, Indiana, man.
Gary don't play. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Shabbat Nolan said the Atlantic beef didn't help Lupe either. Yeah, because they completely shelved lasers, didn't they? I don't think lasers ever dropped.
I don't know. I don't really care about it.
But I'm just saying, like, that's something that I don't think ever really came out.
Can you explain to Khadijah what happened? She said what happened with Obama. She didn't know about that.
Oh, Lupe Fiasco came out on 2 different occasions, but the biggest one is where he said Obama was America's biggest terrorist or something like that. Like, I think he said America's biggest terrorist, and that did not fly well with many black people that had, for better or for worse, kind of like sort of got in line with the Obama train. This is
like year 3 of Obama's?
Yeah, like year 2 or 3 of Obama's first term.
First term.
Yeah, so, for better or for worse, most black people kind of got in line with the Obama train. And Lupe at that time said that he was the biggest terrorist in America.
But maybe he was looking from the perspective of the world. And
and we were talking about that, and he could have been right if you look at like the drone strikes and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he might have been on to something, but just people was not trying to hear that.
It's not about the message; it's about how the message is conveyed and not. If it's not explained entirely, like if you can't lead with that. You got to build up to that. And maybe you've been taking. And I haven't seen any of the full clip or anything he said. Yeah. He may have been taken out of context.
True.
Because you know how things go. People just run with he said Obama's a terrorist. Let's get rid of him. Let's cancel him.
Yeah, that was Lupe got one of the early cancellations, B.
Nah, people don't cancel him.
No, but I'm just saying, like in like our version of canceled, like hip hop was just like, nah, we good. No more Lupe, please. And we ain't
I didn't really want Lupe like that.
And then next thing you know, he was like a samurai on Instagram.
Nah, but he always been doing it.
I know, but like after that, it was like Bushido Brown. Like
Bushido Brown.
Oh man. But with that said, guys, that's it. That's Loud.
You got no more Loud. You know he brought Loud back, and he's gonna.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, in like 2017, I believe he brought Loud back from Sony.
From Sony.
Whoever had it at the time. It was changing hands after he left it, and he kind of put it back into SRC, like as a subsidiary to his label.
Oh, all right. So Loud is back.
It's
really back.
It's back-ish.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, at least the artists are under like Loud again. Like whoever was still on Loud is like Loud artist.
All right. Now I'm interested to see where that goes then.
I'm not really. It had its time.
All right, cool.
But he's still preaching the same thing. I just watched the interview. He's still preaching the same thing. Like artists being unique.
Yeah, and that's why I'm interested to see where it goes, because he might pick up a lot of guys that other people would be just overlooked or not even notice. You know what I'm saying?
You could pick up NERDSoul.
Yep. Yo, pick up NERDSoul. You seen them tracks? Pick up Arckatron. You heard them tracks? Yeah. Space Bridge. I
could be your developing producer. You can develop me.
Yo, Steve Rifkind, who watches the show, you know what I'm saying? He's already heard the Space Bridge album. He knows it's hot. Steve Rifkind told me to tell you that you need to check out the Space Bridge on all streaming platforms by my man Arcatron.
I agree. It needed to be directed. It needed to be directed in a different way, or a better way, as she said. The Lupe thing.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Loud? Because IG
IG, we almost done. So we'll wrap it. We'll wrap it for both of you guys.
Want. Like
we'll wrap it. I'll make sure we wrap it. We ain't gonna be crazy.
We got 1 minute.
All right, so guys, thank you for hanging with us. A big shout out. We're gonna shout out IG first.
Shout out IG as we're still.
All right, shout out IG.
We got Khadijah in the building. We had Ari the Great. We had Donnell Smokes with Crazy on the Beats. We had DVZ and Media. And now we just had my brother come in. What up, Ron?
What up?
Audio Ron's in the building.
Audio Ron in the house. And on the YouTube side, we got Marquise Collins. Ephraim Guzman. Panda. Shot by Nolan. The Vin Melage. We had Hassan in the house. We already said Shot by Nolan. No, we didn't. Shot by Nolan.
Said it already.
Oh, we said it. All right, cool. And Cooley High came through.
What up?
And that is it. I know there might be some people that are in there and just ain't saying nothing in the chat.
Sir.
But thank y'all for coming through. With that said, to my left, Arckatron.
You can find me at ARCKATRON.com. Holla at me everywhere on social media, please.
Woo!
Where can they find you at, sir?
NERDSoul everywhere in the streets. Holla at your boy. It was wonderful to see you guys. We're glad y'all came through. It was nice. We had y'all in the house. You know what I'm saying? You and us, cold thugging and chilling.
They can't hear it.
They can't hear it no way, but we still like, But with that said, guys, thank you for chilling with us, hanging with us. We love all y'all beautiful, awesome, sunshiny faces. And until next week or later on, whenever you watch some new videos, from us to you saying, peace. Woo. Woo.
Hit you with the
woo.
on your toes.
Hot.
Make you feel on your toes. Hit you with the make you feel on your toes.
Hot.
Make you feel on your toes.
Yeah, we wish y'all could hear this for real. Y'all could probably only hear a little bit, but from us to you, we out.
Peace. And a woo for you.